Hey guys, Scott here for the Mental Metal channel and mentalmetaldetecting.com, and today we're out in my garage looking at my coins. I've got a series of coins out here that I've been looking at. We did a little survey or a poll over on my Patreon channel or Patreon page, asking our members, would it be anybody have any interest, and we started looking into what makes some of these coins the most valuable, and then kind of identifying those key characteristics and putting it out there for you guys so you know. And I got a very overwhelming yes, I would like to see these kind of videos from them. So we're gonna do one today on Mercury dimes. If you are a metal detectorist, you probably are watching this video, you may have found one of these dimes before, and maybe you are new and you're looking at finding your first Mercury dime. These are one of the favorite coins I like to find. They're very distinctive. The Liberty is very cool. A lot of detail in her and so forth, in the back and so forth. So we're gonna go over today. Rocky's in the garage making noise. If you can hear him, I apologize. But we're gonna go over the key characteristics, the dates, the ones you're gonna want to look out for when you're collecting these coins, or if you're finding these coins in the ground. There's some key dates you want to look for, and we're going to go over those. But before we go over the dates, you got to understand how the grading system works. And here, there's Rocky over there on the couch, just looking at me. Anyway, there are some ways you want to grade or want to pay attention to the grading of these coins. And so I have on the screen the grading scale. All this can be found, and I recommend getting this book. It's the official red book for 2026. I have a copy of it. You're going to want to get a copy of that if you're looking at coins or you're collecting coins and finding coins. I'll put a link in the description. It is my Amazon affiliate link, so I do get a little commission for that, but that's not the reason why you should buy the book. It's I get one of these every year. I get the newest version every year because they're really good books to own. So for the grading, and I have it up on the screen here just so you know, they have the different scale of grades inside this book, and so I wrote these down for you, and then also posted them on my website, mentalmetaldetecting.com. There's the whole article over there. All of this is broken down, so you can check it out in the written form. So it goes from VG-8, which stands for very good, F12 means fine, and then you have VF20, which is very fine, EF40, which is extremely fine, and then you have, it goes into, well, the one more that makes no sense to me, but when I see it, it makes me think of an element. AU50, it stands for about uncirculated. I don't always forget that one. And then you go into the MS numbers, and it starts at MS60, which MS stands for mint state, and the numbers go all the way up to 67. Obviously, the higher the number, the better the quality. I'll be straight up with you guys in metal detecting. You're very rarely going to find a mint state coin digging something up in the ground. Now, I'm not saying you can't, but I'm just being very honest. We're going to talk about some of these coins and the dates and things, and if you find them, there's the reality of some of this is you're probably never going to find some of them, but they have a pretty good chance of finding a couple of them. But the one thing I do want to mention, and I'll put it up on the screen too, is full bands. They mention that a lot when you talk about coins and collecting coins. Full bands for this coin means that the central horizontal band on the faces are very visible and distinct. It's a strong strike and a crisp die. That's what I got from this. So if you get a coin that has full bands, that's really good, and that's going to be worth more money. Again, all this stuff is in the red book. If you want to get a copy of that, I'll put a link in the description. Now let's go into the most desired Mercury dimes that exist today. Starting at the top. Well, I guess I don't know how top these are. I don't know if these are in any order, but your first one is your 1916 D mint Mercury dime. This is the key date. This is the lowest mintage, but the most counterfeit. So if you find a 1916 D Mercury dime, you want to double check that thing for counterfeit marks or whatever. More than likely will be a counterfeit dime. But if you get one of those and it's not, that's worth a lot of money. Again, the prices are in the red book, and depending on how the grading is and so forth, I'm not even going to tell you what I think they would be worth, but you can see the different price comparisons in the red book. The next one is your 1921 and 1921D. The reason these are most sought after is because of the low mintages, so there are not many out there. So again, chances of finding one, probably not going to, but you never know. The next one is your 1926S. Very few of these exist, so again, the likelihood of finding one of these in the ground, probably slim to none, but if you do find one, they're worth a lot, so you might get lucky. Now the next one is probably the one you probably the best chance of finding, in my opinion, and that's the 1942 over 1, the overstrikes, whether it be the D series or the regular one. There's a strong demand for those, and they're worth value in any collectible grade. So if you do find one of these and you see a shot here of what's in the red book on what this actually looks like, you're gonna, that's a key one to find. So if you can find one of those, that's pretty cool. Now your next one is your 1945S, and that's the smaller than normal S mint mark. So if you find one that's the small S, they might be worth a lot of money depending on the grade. And then finally, your 1930S and 1931D. The reason for these is these are the coins that if you find them in mint state condition, the higher the number, obviously the better. Those are the ones that are they're gonna fetch more money for you. And then finally, the other thing if you get or if you have, it's the proof sets from 1936 to 42. There are limited mintages of those, so if you get one of those or if you have one of those, maybe somebody in your family passed something down to you, they were a coin collector or something, you might want to keep hold of that because you might be worth some money. One thing of note, there were no dimes in 1922 made, and there were no dimes made between 1932 and 1933. So if you're looking for those dates, you probably won't find them. So there you go. There are your big top 7 Mercury dime collections that you want to look for, or coins that you want to look for in proof sets. Go back one more time over the grading system here. We'll put that back up on the screen. Again, all this is over on my website in written format, so you don't need to kind of search here for it. But VG, F12, VF20, EF40, AU50, and the MS mint state starts from 60 to 67. So you have those to remember. And again, we'll do a summary of the most valuable coins here. You got your 1916D coin, or 1916D Mercury dime, 1921, 1922D, 1926S, your overstrikes of 1942, your 1945S, and your 1930S and 1930D. Just mentioning the 45S, that's the smaller than normal mint mark, by the way. And then if you got the proof sets from 1936 to 42, those are very valuable as well. All right, again, get the red book. I got the red book. It's great. You're going to want a copy of that if you're doing any kind of looking at these coins, just to kind of get an idea where your grading would come in and what the value could be worth. Now, again, it's only as valuable as the people who buy it. So if you can't find anybody to buy the coin based on the quality you think it is, then, it might not be worth that much. But I would recommend also, if you find a coin that you think is really good, send it in and get it graded. And then they'll put it in a protective sleeve for you. I don't know much about that process. Maybe we can do a video on that at some point, but there's information out there, obviously, online that you can find out. And yeah, that's it for me in this video. I hope this was useful. If it was, and you want to see more on these coins, I'll do more. Like we have war nickels here. We have, silver Washington dimes. We have the rosy dimes as well. So we have a lot of stuff we can do video-wise if we need to. If this is of interest to you guys moving forward on this channel, please let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, join us over on Patreon and help support this channel going forward. And I would really, really appreciate that. So after all, I do have a dog over there I got to support who is allergic to everything. So he needs special dog food and special medication every day to keep him around. So supporting us on Patreon is highly, highly, and greatly appreciated. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you in another Mental Metal video.